In this video, we're going to take a look at the Oopsie-Daisy Dot Grid Notebook. This one is the B5 page size. You can also get A5, which is the more common and I guess more popular page size for bullet journaling. But B5 is really hard to find, and that's why I wanted to do a review of the B5 size. I also wanted to do a review of this notebook because it has a few things that are really appealing for bullet journaling. So 160 GSM paper is really thick. So that's one of the thickest papers that you can get, and it's usually really good with no ghosting or bleed through. And I have done a pen test, which we'll see later on in the video. It also has a little center marks that it mentions here, and they're really helpful for ruling up spreads. So it'll divide up the page for you, which you'll see in a minute anyway when I show you. So those are the main unique features. Otherwise, the rest of the things are pretty standard with 5mm dot grid. So the cover is quite simple with a little indent for the brand name. You can get different colors. I really wanted the lavender, but it was sold out, so I settled for this one, which is pink, but they call it cherry blossom. And there's other colors which you can find on the website as well. Or my sister is stocking the notebook in her shop, Carefully Crafted, if you are also in Australia. So the pages are bright white. It does have the elastic band to keep it closed. I've just taken it off to film the review. There's nothing on the spine. I have broken the spine in a few places, as you can see when I was testing if the pages lay flat, which they do, which you'll see in a minute. 2 ribbon bookmarks, which are the same color, unfortunately. Probably would prefer different colors because then it's easier for me to like code it, even if they just did one as a darker pink and one as a lighter pink, and they could still continue the pink theme that way. At the front here is a This Belongs To page. And then we get into, there's no built-in contents, or not built-in, but pre-printed, I guess, contents or index pages. It just goes straight into the dot grid. So this is what I wanted to show you with the center marks. So they have these already printed on every page for you. So if you want to rule up your page into 2, if you're doing, 2 lists, or if you want to do a grid layout, or you just want to find the center point, then it's already there for you. And I really wish that more notebooks would do that because it is so handy for quick reference. But one thing that they've missed, which I really think is a huge oversight, is there's no page numbers. So you can see there's none on any corner of the pages, which is extremely disappointing. And I think it really does let it down. It really should have page numbers. I mean, it's pretty common to have them in notebooks these days, so I don't know why they chose to omit them. There is a bit of space around the border on each side, so you're not bunched right up on the edge trying to use the dot grid. And when I flicked through before, and we can do a quick flick now, it looks like the dots, if I just spot check a few, that the dots align. I have seen some notebooks, and when you get a ruler, you're like, hang on a minute, it's actually a bit lopsided, where I don't know if it's the way they bind it or the way they print it, but they don't actually straighten up. So this one is, which is good. Otherwise, when you start to draw up your spreads, it becomes really obvious when you're like, hang on a minute, it's not even. Okay, so for lay flat, if you push down with your hand like I'm doing now, or if you turn the notebook over, and you can do this with any dot grid notebook, and then if you pull the pages back towards yourself, it is easier with 2 hands. I'm just filming this with 1 hand. So after you break the spine, then the pages lay flat. So let's go to the all-important pen test, which is probably what you're really here for. So I did a lot of pens, stamps, friction, and dot markers, highlighters, quite a variety of brands there. Surely you probably used one of these before, or used a gel pen, so you can look at the gel pen swatches, for example. That one's nearly dying. It's not a crappy pen, I've just used so much it's nearly dying. Otherwise the rest are pretty usual. So unfortunately, and very surprising to me, there is actually some bleed through of the Mambi stamps, and there was a bit of show through as well for my Uni Ps, which are thick marker pens. So that was pretty disappointing because 160 GSM paper is usually really good paper that doesn't have any show through, and you can also see some for the dot markers too. So I do have a comparison of 160 GSM paper notebooks that have that thickness paper if you want to have a look at some other options if that's really important to you. But at least the normal pens like gel pens, ballpoint pens don't have any ghosting or bleed through. But if you do like to use marker pens and stamps, this might not be the notebook for you because it does have some show through, unfortunately. At the back of the notebook, there's a little notes for my next journal, which I thought was a good idea if you had any ideas for page layouts or things you do differently. And then we have this really big pocket folder, which sadly was empty. And then that's it. The back is just the same as the front cover. So I hope you found this review helpful. I'll have the links down below if you did want to get a copy of the notebook. And I'll also have the link to that comparison that I've done with other notebooks that have 160 GSM paper if you're looking for another option. In terms of price point, this one is slightly cheaper than Archer and Olive, a few dollars cheaper, but is pretty comparable to other B5 dot grid notebooks. Anyway, I'll have all those links down below, so don't forget to check those out and subscribe for more review videos.